Hello everyone, CSWort here, and in front of me is a compact storage system based off a design by Eagle Eye. I'll have a link in the video description to his video, but first I'll demonstrate how it works. So we have a chest here that has the known items in the system. So let's say I want some more deep slate. I'll put one deep slate into this hopper minecart here, and when I deactivate this power activator rail, it's going to grab items from this whole bunch of chest minecarts right here. So I will also demonstrate what happens if you don't have filler items in place. They are not necessary, but I do recommend you have them there. So when I deactivate that, the first thing in the system is actually stone, so it grabbed all that first, and now it's grabbing the deep slate. But if you don't even have the filler item, if you have the filler items in place, it'll just start off with the deep slate. And we are grabbing items at 20 items per second, which is very fast. It's 4 times hopper speed. So whenever you have more items that you don't need, you can throw them in here. And again, I do recommend that you leave one set aside so that you know what is in the system. But it's perfectly fine if you don't. You just have to find that item again. Now, some improvements I've made to Eagle Eye's design is that I've instead put the chest minecarts here inside of a block of ancient debris and a block of ancient debris underneath. And then I have something new to 117, a waterlogged rail here, and that is to make this a mostly blast-proof design. If a creeper comes along and blows up, sure, your hoppers and your chest containing everything that you know is in the system will blow up, but at least the entire bulk of your storage will remain intact. Now, you cannot put non-stackable items in here because you cannot grab those out using a hopper minecart, and I would not recommend putting the large bulk items like a whole bunch of stone into here. I just did that for demonstration, but you could. It's fine. It's up to you. Now, I do have 40 chest minecarts right here, which is equal to a wall of 4x5 double chests. And if you've ever gone through a sorting system, this is a rather large setup, and unless things are properly labeled and correctly organized, you will not be finding things that easily, as opposed to a design like this. And if you're worried about lag, don't worry. I can do a tick entities command, and we'll see that this setup that only has 40 chest minecarts compared to a 50 and 50 automatic sorting array, which will only be sorting 100 items, that takes up significantly larger amount of lag compared to even just the chests sitting here, but those two are nothing compared to the chest minecarts being rendered on a client and server. And if you're worried about CPU hogs, well, don't worry, because the chest minecarts, all of those are way down here beneath the passive mobs and the hostile mobs just in the area. So it should not be that big of a concern for lag on the server. Now, if you get like hundreds and hundreds of people all doing this, you might start to lag things out because Minecraft does not like it when you have tons and tons of entities. But you could probably then start to use a entity calling mod, or use the entity calling mod to make it a lot less laggy. Anyway, let's go ahead and do a tutorial. For starters, what you want to do is dig a 1x3 hole, put a fence gate on one side, activate a rail in the center, and hopper minecart on top. Push the minecart against the fence, and now we can put a ancient debris in place. You could also use a waterlogged item. It's perfectly fine. I just recommend the ancient debris because it's a lot cleaner and you don't have to worry about the water. And at this point, we could even power the activator rail and waterlog it. It's all perfectly fine, doesn't matter. And now you got to build one block higher up and then place another rail. Otherwise, these two rails will connect and your hopper minecart will no longer be inside of that ancient debris to grab the items. And so now we can start stacking a bunch of chest minecarts. You can put however many you want. Again, you saw how little lag it actually created. I think that's good. So I'll now break the block underneath, get my rail back, and now we will place another ancient debris. And make sure you do not bump them at this point in time, otherwise you'll get the infinite minecart momentum. So let's go ahead and power this so we don't have to worry about that. And now we have a blast-proof system. Now we need to make a way to have items be sorted into the system. So I'm going to put one hopper on the side and one hopper going into that hopper and into the ancient debris that contains all the chest minecarts. This is to allow us to have a double hopper speed input. And I put a trapped chest on top here so I don't accidentally put items I don't want in here, like a non-stackable item. So let's just go ahead and take that out so we don't mess that up, because once you put those in, you're not getting them out unless you break the whole system. All right. And just as a recommendation, like I said, try and put a item here that has a list of known items, or a chest here that has a list of known items of the system, so you can always grab things out easily. So let's go ahead and throw a few items in. Do a tick warp command. Just let the items flow into the system. Okay. And now, because we have the activator rail on, if we turn it off, we'll see that we're grabbing the grass out of the system because that is the only thing we've put in. Perfect. Well, that's all I have for today, and thanks for watching. Goodbye.